Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make these little circle button rugs. I had this idea back when Daisy first arrived and she was selling these rugs. And my immediate thought was to make little buttons that lead to Tinkerbells House that you can get from the premium shop. They're very simple. I use a lot of these little half curved things to make a lot of circles on them. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I start with a color that does not match the rug. I start with like the darkest color that you can pick for the color you want. I did blue. I want to do each of the primary colors. So I did the darkest blue I could pick. And then just trying to line it up on the edge where I want it so that it makes basically an outline in the middle, like a smaller circle. So you're just going to line them up so that each of them connect and it looks somewhat smooth. It's not going to be perfect. Mine are very wobbly, but once you're in the game, you really can't tell. So it's really not a big deal. So just try to line them up as best you can and you'll be all right. Now this last one, because of the way the circle isn't going to line up properly. So it'll line up with one of them, but you'll notice a gap on the other side. I just take this little square, shrink it down, and line it up as best I can because you're going to get rid of that little edge that pokes out anyway. So it doesn't really matter, just line it up again as best you can. So now we're going to go in with more half circles, and this is where I pick a very light color at first, and then we change it later to match the blue, like the base blue of the rug. But it's easier to work with and know where you're going with it if you do the lightest color first. So you're just going to go on the inside of the circle you just made. You're basically going to try to thin out the circle you made already, but using a lighter color and on the inside. I don't know if I'm explaining this well. I'm trying my best. It's the first time I've done something like this. So now you're going to change it to the base color of your rug so that it blends in, and you'll see that it thins out your original circle. It does like a very good job of it, I think. And now you can't even tell that you put a square in the side that wasn't lining up. Again, it's not going to be perfect. Mine's very off-center. You know, when buttons are manufactured anyway, they're not perfect. So just keep that in mind. Now I'm going in with like the second to last darkest color. Lighter than the darkest blue, darker than your base blue, if that makes any sense. And this is basically going to make a shadow on one half of the inner circle. I line it up right on the edge of the first circle you made, and then you're going to go in with another half circle. You're going to use a lot of these, and you'll use a light color again just to kind of know what you're doing, and you'll basically, I don't know how to explain this, you'll taper out the dark circle you just made because you want it to look like a shadow and not like this half circle, basically. I think I'm explaining this well. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Please let me know in the comments and maybe I won't do another tutorial. So now I'm just trying to cover up that little edge right there that is still poking out. Again, it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to see the edge of this a little bit, which slightly bothers me, but also I don't know what else to do to fix that. Because otherwise it gets very complicated, and I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible because I'm not good with touch of magic, if you couldn't tell already. So I'm shrinking down this little square to thin out that line right there that's poking out, and again, Not perfect, but it does the job, and once you're in game, you won't notice it. Now I'm going to take more half circles and make them very light. I haven't done it yet because I'm trying to figure out the placement for it. This is going to be like a highlight on the edge, like light is glaring onto this button, but on the ridge. So you make it the lightest color you can for the color that you've picked, and then you drag it down. Now here, I have a lot of trouble dragging the pieces. I don't know if anyone else has this issue, but I have a horrible time trying to drag those pieces. Like, you have to, like, click perfectly on them. It's ridiculous, to be honest. You're gonna do another half circle, do the same thing. Again, you want it to taper. So you want it to line up with the middle piece, but you also want the edge to basically go under your first dark circle. Because you want it to taper, you want it to look, again, like the sun is glaring onto this button. And again, I'm going to have some issues dragging the piece underneath some other pieces. I drag it all the way down. It'll go under everything. You won't see the edges whatsoever. So I drag it under everything. I find it's the easiest way to do it. So now we're going to add the buttonholes. For some reason, I started out with the glare that I want on the edge. I'm not really sure why I did that, to be honest, because I end up going back and deleting those anyway later on. So I'm not really sure why I did that, but it's there, it's done, it happened, and if I remove the clip of it, you're just going to be confused. So now I'm grabbing some black circles, like full circles, and trying to make the buttonholes. You'll see that I line them up so that they're on the very edge of the lighter circle, so that it looks like, again, a glare from the sun. I do this several times. The best way I found to make them the same circle or same size is to make the next circle a lighter color. So I chose white, and then you line it up with the black one and make sure that you can't see any black. And then you can go to the color you want and make another circle. I think I'm explaining this right. You can see as well what I'm doing, so hopefully it helps. And then here's where I come to my senses and I delete all of those lighter circles underneath. Again, don't know why I did that if I was going to delete them anyway, but here we are. Sorry if you can hear my cat, by the way. She's very cuddly today, so... Now I'm just evening out the circles as best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to make it look like it's filling the space more like an actual button, but also leaving space because I know I'm going to have those highlights on the edges here in a minute, so... So now I'm making the highlights. I want them to be about the same size, maybe a little bigger than the original circle, and I want it to make sure that it's not aggressive, but it's there, like that. You know, you can see that it's there, but it's very thin. Again, just like a little highlight to show like, oh, the sun is glaring on this ridge. So now I'm going to make a bunch of circles that match this one, but instead of making them lighter, I will make them lighter. I thought that I went in and made them black, but I guess not. Okay, you're going to take this, you're going to make it lighter, you're going to do the same thing we just did with the black circles, and basically use them to measure out. Like use your original circle to measure it and make sure it's the same size everywhere. Otherwise it gets very confusing and you might end up noticing that a little bit more than you would the edges. So just doing that. Now you're going to start putting the circles, these lighter ones that you've made, and dragging them just underneath the 4 black circles. If you drag them underneath everything, it's going to basically make them clip because of the way that we made that first circle very thin. So just under the black circles, and then from there you can kind of even them out, figure out where you want the glare. You don't have to do it the same way as me, you could do the opposite direction, but this is just the way I did it, so yeah. And that is the button complete. So now we're going to hop into decorating mode and we're going to decorate with it. I have Tinkerbells House here on the little island next to Skull Rock. I did forget to press record when I first started this, so I'm a little ahead. But I'm basically just using as many flowers and bushes as I can. I wanted all the big flowers from the new DLC. I wanted it to feel small, and I wanted it to feel like her Lost Things island, basically. Because she goes to the beach in the movie and she finds lost things. And that's kind of what I wanted this to feel like, was like, she just arrived on that beach and used all these lost things to make her house. So that's where the buttons come in and, all that different stuff. And of course the DLC is very helpful for this because of all the very big flowers that are in the Ever After. So I highly suggest the DLC. It's very good. You get a lot for your money, in my opinion. Plus you get all this amazing decor. I think some of the decor is like some of the flowers and such, I believe are base game as well, but correct me if I'm wrong, because sometimes they do that and sometimes they do not. So correct me if I'm wrong there, but I'm pretty sure some of the flowers ended up in base game. But yeah, don't take me at my word for that because I could be completely wrong. Also, I'm so sorry I did this at nighttime. It's very hard to see what's happening. I don't know why I did that. I think I was up late one night doing this, so I didn't want the screen to be super bright. So I do apologize for that, but hopefully you can still kind of understand what I'm doing. Now, I wanted to make the entrance to Skull Rock a little elegant as well, so I made those little bent palm trees into a archway. I'm adding the glowing big flowers there, trying to add more of these little bushes because I love them. They're from Mythopia, where Hades lives, or where you get Hades rather. So yeah, hopefully that looks nice, I think. I did want to add more buttons leading to Skull Rock. I haven't done that yet because I don't have enough points from Daisy yet, unfortunately. So eventually that will get added. I'll add about like 2 to 3 more buttons for, or to like lead to Skull Rock, and I think that would look really nice and kind of finish that area off a bit. So now we're basically done. It looks, in my opinion, very nice. I really like the way it looks. We'll hop into game mode here in a minute and I will show you around because it looks really good in like your character mode. One thing that I didn't show in here is I did add a little hut for a animal companion, and I ended up getting the capybara that looks like Tinkerbell. I wasn't gonna get it, but I thought she would look so perfect for this build. So she's actually in this build and running around as we're looking around. I really love the tall flowers. It really makes you feel like a fairy, like you're super small and everything. There's Tinkerbell, but as a capybara. So I really like her there. She kind of finishes it off, makes it look like Tinkerbell's running around, you know, in a way, the best way we can right now. So yeah, I very much like this. I think it looks really nice. I'm trying to find where Tinkerbell's at. I was hoping she would be in the outro with me. Oh, look at her little butt in the bush. Oh my goodness. What a baby. Okay. So anyway, yeah, so I hope you guys liked it. I hope the tutorial was helpful. Oh, she's gonna be in my outro, thank goodness. Okay, so I hope you guys liked it. I hope the tutorial was helpful. I hope that I explained everything well. If not, please let me know and I just won't do a tutorial again because, again, I'm not the best at this. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and I will talk to you all later. Bye!